Yo, what is going on everyone, and welcome back to a new video on my channel regarding F1 22. And today I thought, a lot of you have different questions about the game. Like, my comments are flooded with multiple questions repeating, and some questions getting loads of likes on Twitter, on Instagram, and TikTok, also of course on YouTube. So I thought, why not make a Q&A with your questions, which I can probably tell and answer what is going on in the game right now. So yeah, today will be a Q&A with some gameplay in the background, no new footage. I would just use old one because I'm not allowed to. But yeah, let's get into this and check out your questions. Also, before we get into your questions, I just want to let you know, a lot of you are not subscribed yet to the channel. And I mean, I don't want to beg it, but you guys would help me out a lot with just hitting that red button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it supports me a lot, like a lot, loads, and it will make the community grow. You all benefit from it because you will see when I upload new videos. You can also hit the bell so you get those sweet notifications, everything regarding F1 22, and in the future, no matter what, like, we are gonna cover off every single tutorial, every single question you have regarding the game. We are gonna do everything. So if you're not gonna, I guess you don't want to miss out on this kind of stuff, you should better hit the subscribe button. And now let's get into the questions. Alright, before we are now gonna answer the question of Jesse, I want to let you know, this game, it's an early access build. It literally says work in progress. We have been informed this game is not the final version yet, and you guys should also be aware about this. So everything that I'm saying should be taken with a pinch of salt. It might change, alright? Just a little heads up. So let's see what Jesse has to say. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers playing this new game, and what I found really interesting is that a lot of times everyone runs out of battery real quick. I don't know if this has to do with the setup. And Jesse, you know what? You're absolutely right. The setup is a big factor in your ERS deployment and how much you recover. Because if you have less drag and you're gonna be fast on the straight but slow on the corners, you're less times on the throttle. Like, the time period when you're on the throttle is much less than when you run a high downforce, a lot of drag based setup. So yeah, you're right, but this is not a factor here. Like, it is a factor, but I also feel the same way, Jesse. The game, for some reason, I think the deployment rate is more or less like 2021, but the F1 22 game has one thing, and that is a really slow harvesting rate. And I think this might still change. I don't know if there has been a regulation change why we can't harvest as much energy for our battery anymore. But yeah. The harvesting rate is super low, so you cannot recover any ERS back, it seems. And this is why it seems like you're running out of battery much quicker than ever before. Maybe this is a new factor into the game. I don't mind it because I actually think the ERS is kind of destroying like proper racing, especially in esports. So I would be a big fan of just having no ERS at all, like back in 2017, but it's just part of the modern regulations. So yeah, you're right, Jesse. There's definitely less energy in the battery. Xlo, where's the red bar on the halo of the Red Bull? That thing looks good. That thing looks too good to not to be on the car. Sorry for messing that up twice. But Xlo, like I said, work in progress. The cars are not final. Also, the car shapes, they are not final yet. The cars are developing consistently, and Codemasters is gonna upgrade and update everything according to how it is in real life. From what I know, this has always been the case. It's an early access build. Game is not final, so at the moment we just won't have that pretty red bar on the halo, but I'm sure we will get it for the final version of the game. D. Zanek with the question: Hi Marcel, are curbs so slippery like these in F1 2021? Or is it better? It is much better. It is actually more slippery. How ironic, but it's like realistic. It's intuitive. Curbs that you have to stay away from, you have to stay away from now, and curbs that you can attack. It's not as bad as in F1 2021, no. So it is much better, but it's still not too easy. Luca on Twitter with a great question. What's the distances you can set for sprints, and is there no mandatory pit stop? So I haven't really tried that out, but when I set up the whole thing, you can pick between Grand Prix, Authentic, or Sprint and Grand Prix as a game option for every single track. So Authentic is gonna be like only the tracks that have sprint races, they will have sprint race qualifying. That is exactly how it works. And then there's a race distance at the bottom, but this is like for one setting. So it means if you have it on 25% races, the sprint is gonna be 5 laps. I guess if you have a 5-lap race, you have a 3-lap sprint. And if you have a 3-lap race, you cannot probably do a sprint, or both are gonna be 3 laps. But for a 50% race, it's gonna be 50% of the actual sprint race distance, how it is in real life, and so on and so on. And there's no mandatory pit stop, because I think that's also a rule in real life. Twitter question, Nanodios, Pedro, crossplay between PC, Xbox and PlayStation? No. Nothing has been confirmed from Codemasters and EA, and yeah, there are rumors, but as long as nothing's confirmed from them officially, I don't think we will see crossplay. So at the moment, I will say no crossplay for F1 22. Games RRs is asking if it is possible to follow closely, and if you noticed any overheating under or oversteer during following other cars. And Games RRs, no. I haven't noticed anything else than in 2021. It was already quite easy to follow there, so I think they probably didn't change it. But we have to wait and see how it is online with online drivers, because the AI wasn't really challenging on Miami, at least not for me with the 110 AI. So maybe it was a bit too easy to follow for me, and maybe it's actually much harder in the actual race situation. Felix on Twitter, what is happening if you're driving into the pits during the formation lap? And I literally just booted the game to check it out. You will get a reset back to the track. You cannot drive in there. It's not possible. I know you can drive into your grid slot, sorry, but you cannot make a pit stop on the formation lap. You will just get a reset back to the track. So yeah, it's not a possibility. Matthew on YouTube, hi. Does the handling still have the floaty feeling? Thanks. Matthew, I know what you mean with floaty feeling on F1 2021, and I can only say the feeling of the handling is much better this year. It feels much more intuitive and realistic, logical, if you can call it that way. So I think they made a big step up. It's still not completely different from the older games. Like, you can definitely feel it's an F1 game, but it feels way more like a simulator in my opinion, and it makes much more sense. It's much nicer to drive, so overall really positive, and no, I don't think it feels too floaty anymore. Davido, hi Marcel, great job on your channel, especially your tip videos. They've helped me with those double white lines. Glad to hear, Davido, and thank you for the support. Do the new cars porpoise, if I don't know how you pronounce it, down the straight slow? Porpoising is not in the game. Maybe you can porpoise by changing the setup, but with the default setup, it's not in the game, and I also don't think they would add it to the cars, because I mean the teams are seeking to fix it, and I guess once it's gone, maybe, hopefully, at least with the extent that we are seeing it right now. So no, there's no porpoising right now in F1 22. Benjamin has a great question on Twitter, damage model. I mean, it's not really a question, he just wants to know about damage model and some more stuff, but the damage model, from what I can tell, is still very, very, very similar to F1 2021. It didn't change a lot, which is probably not something that you guys want to hear. It's not like on an iRacing level or anything. It's more or less how it is, how we know it. And one thing that is really frustrating, in my recording session I had a restart or two because of damage, and yeah, I've got hit from the front right and I lost my front left front wing, so this can still be a thing, unfortunately. But early access, maybe they will fix it, maybe not, but this is what I can tell you right now. Damage model is more or less still the same, but it feels less buggy than before in F1 2021. Sometimes you got random damage on sim damage. I didn't experience that yet, but yeah, everything's still early access, work in progress, so yeah. Oh, wait. If I know anything about online, no, like I mentioned, we don't have access to anything online. We just have Grand Prix and time trial, that's it. So yeah, cannot tell you anything more than you guys already know there. And if I would know more that I could show you, I would let you know immediately. But yep, nothing about online features on F1 22. William Friend is asking, hi Marcel, is the shorter line still faster than steering as less as possible like we did in Brazil? So he's referring to the sim racing line that I covered off in my tutorial videos on F1 2021. So basically on simulators you want to always kind of minimize your track distance because that saves you lap time. In real life you would do that as well, but at the same time you're thinking about not turning too much because turning more means more scrub on the tires and everything, so you're losing speed, which you don't do to the same extent on the simulator. So yeah, but William, to your question, sim racing lines still do exist, so still the same thing as before, maybe a little bit less, but I feel like still sim racing lines are still gonna be a factor, so staying as tight as you can and covering less track distance will always be faster on the simulator, at least for now on F1 22. And Smiley Guy, or girl, or whoever you are, is asking the best and most important question, new Esports Champ? I guess we'll find out later this year. We have to wait and see, but I like the game so far and I'm gonna work my butt off with my teammates. So yeah, we're gonna give everything, really excited. So let's see and wait a tiny bit longer and maybe I can give this question the answer yes. Alright, and this was the last question. I hope you've liked this video. If you did, give it a like. And also, leave me a comment down below how you enjoyed it. And if you think these videos are actually helpful for you to form your opinion on the new game, if you want to buy it or not. I'm really excited. I think it will be a good one. I hope there won't be any big issues with the online stability, because this is gonna define how good the game is, for me at least. Yeah. But if you have more questions and you want to see more of these Q&A videos, like this kind of type of style, with gameplay in the background every now and then let me know, because I need questions. Leave them in the comments down below, especially in this video. Will probably be the next one then, I don't know, in case we do another one. And make sure to keep in mind, on the 9th of May, the second embargo lifts, so we can do 3 more videos of new gameplay. Each will be around 15 minutes long, and yeah, so there will be new gameplay coming. But until then, just keep me going with your questions, because that's the stuff that I can help you out with, aside from the gameplay that we have at the moment. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day. Enjoy the Miami GP. I'm really excited for it. And if you want, you can also leave your prediction for the race down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.